Let's go back to the very first episode when, we find out how about all these prophets and Bajorans and Benjamin Sisko himself talking to Picard and basically telling him, I don't want this fucking post.
Well, it went beyond that. See, that scene with Picard and Sisko made me hate Sisko. The way he treated Picard, I hated that. And what really is the only thing that redeemed that later was when Sisko's talking to Worf, and he tells Worf, I was ready to leave Starfleet too, and someone stopped me. And that someone who stopped him was Picard. Mm-hmm. And you kind of get the idea that, okay, Picard reached out to Sisko and stopped him from leaving Starfleet, and now Sisko is trying to return the favor and do the same thing for one of Picard's own officers. That really bugged me. I really did not like him in the beginning of that show, and I can't say it's his fault. It's the writers. The writers are going to write what they want to write, and they wanted him to dislike Picard because of the fact that Picard was helping the Borg, but it wasn't Picard. It was Locutus. They opened that up bad, though. They really did. Mm-hmm. You've got Picard, who almost everybody likes, and then you've got Sisko basically like, I don't like you. I don't care what you have to say to me. I don't like you because I was at the battle of 3, 5, 9. You get a little bit of Sisko's anger there. That comes out later, you know? And you can laugh about it now because you like Sisko. You like Sisko. Obviously, I like Sisko. Mm-hmm. Most people who watch the show like Sisko eventually. But I didn't. I couldn't stand that. I couldn't stand him doing what he did to Picard and how he talked to Picard. Oh.
And it was crazy, too, because I remember seeing it thinking like, oh, okay, all right, well, here's this Benjamin Sisko guy, and he's talking to prophets. Oh, he's gone through the wormhole, and now he's doing all this weird shit. I mean, when you go from Encounter at Farpoint, being whisked away by Q to a courtroom, all the way to Sisko being whisked through a wormhole talking to these prophets, and being pretty much a professional asshole to Picard. It's like, oh my God, where are they going with this? Is this just going to be like I just remember questioning how long the series was going to go for, because it's like, oh my God, if he's going to be like this throughout the entire time, I'm just going to hate him, and I can't hate a lead role for a series. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, obviously, in the episodes that followed that, he came around and started to see things in a different light when his attitude changed. But to start with that, this new commander getting assigned to a station, talking shit to a captain that I loved for 7 years, I was thinking, oh God, this is not going to end well, and I'm sure I wasn't the only one thinking that.
Oh, you weren't. You definitely weren't. I'm sure a bunch of people felt the same way. And his wrath that would show is what they needed to build on. This was a captain that didn't mess around. He didn't mess around. He didn't mess around when his people were on the line. He tracked down one of his own people that had joined the Maquis, which is a whole nother ball of wax, and viral bombed the planet. I mean, he basically said, Mr. Wolf, load a viral torpedo in the bay and write, don't fuck with the Sisko on it. And launched it at a planet. Picard wouldn't have done that, and as he so eloquently said when he met Q, I'm not Picard. You hit me. Picard never hit me. I'm not Picard.
I know, it's just nuts, man.